Now to get started for our rise stitch for our advanced crocheter or intermediate, or maybe a beginner to be able to master this if you've been practicing on your different stitches. So we've made our chains, okay? I'll just get my work there. And an odd number of chains is what you need. So I have 21. And into the third chain from the hook, you're going to put a treble crochet. So this is 1, 2, I'm going in here. And I like to work into the bottom loop of my chain in the foundation row when I'm starting off. And you're going to work just treble into each stitch all the way to the very end. And then the next round is when we will be starting our rise stitch. So you start off odd number of stitches, chains even, work treble into them the whole way back your foundation row, and I will meet you there. So here we are down to the last chain, and I work into that as well. Okay, finish it with the treble as we've been doing. Okay, and then just pull that tight. And now you're going to turn your work and you chain up 1. Okay, and to start off, it's going to be the exact same thing now every single row. It's not going to change after here. So to get started, we chained 1, and right in here to the very first stitch, you're going to put a half treble crochet. Okay, so the only time now you'll be doing a half treble crochet, and each row is at the very first stitch and at the very end. In between, it'll be treble crochets in our front post and our back post. So this is our post, okay, and to do a front post, we put the yarn around our hook as if we're doing a treble, which we will be doing, and we're going in. So if I hold it out, we're going in to the front of it. Okay, that's a front post, and you're going to finish it with a treble, and that's your front post. Open out your work. Your next stitch will be a back post treble. In you go. And to do a back post, we're not coming in from the front like we did in the previous one. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, we're coming in at the back. Okay, can you see that if I turn it around? You're coming in at the back of it. So just to go over that, this is the front. My hook is in the front, and at the back my hook goes behind and it comes around the back of the post. That's a back post stitch, and that's all you're going to do the whole way along. Okay, and open out your work to see and identify your stitches clearly if you can't. Okay, so it's treble, front post, and I'll do it one more time till we get to the end. Okay, treble, make sure then that your work is the right way around also. Treble, back post, coming in at the back, not the front. To do the back, coming in from behind to get the back post, doing a treble crochet. So that's all you do the whole way down, and I'll meet you down here at the very last one, and I'll show you what to do there, and then it remains the same thereafter. You just build and build. Okay, so now, and another thing as well now to remember is each row you'll start with your half treble, and you'll start always with the front post treble, and you will always finish the row with a front post treble as well. Okay, so that's kind of helpful really, I suppose, when you're making the rise stitch. Okay, so I've done a back post there, and if you open this out, this is where we turned our work at the very first foundation row to make our first treble. So here is the last stitch, and I'm going to do a front post. Okay, front post now, and then I'm going to make sure that you don't forget to finish here with a half treble. In we go, and you're just going to go in to the top of it here with a half treble. The half treble, we know what the half treble is. Okay, yarn around your hook through all 3 loops. Now, so then you're going to turn your work and you're going to chain 1, just like we did in the previous round, And then we're going to work a half treble into the first stitch like we did in the previous round, as in here. Okay, open that out because these are the posts we'll be working on. Start off your row again with the half treble and off you go. So that's the half treble, front post first, then onto a back post treble, and it continues and it continues and it doesn't change. There you go. Okay, so just make sure that you work into the very end. So you're going to just repeat that process, front post, back post, all the way to the end here. So if I open out the work, and if you're not sure, this is going to be your last front post here, but this is where we turned. Make sure you work in here with a half treble every time. So just to remind you, half treble at the start, half treble at the end. Okay, that'll help you with that. So you just keep going and keep going and keep going for as long as you want. Practice square is great, and then you might, you know, if you have a favorite cardigan that you like to work up, this might be a new stitch, especially wintertime. It's kind of extra texture, you know, an extra heaviness to the regular double knit wool if that's what you like to use. Okay, so you just keep going with that until you come and you finish the square, and the usual then, the tying off is the same. You draw up the loop, you draw through your wool. I'd cut the tail off previously, and you pull it tight, and then you just keep going with that. So that's your practice stitch, rice stitch for your library to add to your crochet library this week. So I hope you enjoy that and that maybe you've learned something new. So see you all next week, hopefully.